When you're listening to a competition like this, you are listening to these performers in probably the highest stress, the highest performance anxiety that they'll ever experience. And so you're seeing how incredible it is that these performers can do something like this under this amount of pressure. And so it's really amazing for the audience to be able to see this live.
I don't know if I brought anything from Dallas, it's just emotional baggage, right? And that's what makes you a good musician, is like having gone through something. I just don't really care too much about like showing off, you know, how perfectly I can play. I want somebody to just like have an emotional experience.
The Cioc is the largest organ competition in the world. This year in particular, we had 56 applications from 21 different countries.
My whole family is back in Slovakia, and they're cheering me up from there.
I think it's safe to say the group that's coming this fall is the highest level I've ever seen.
I remember my first time when I attended an international competition, and I got to the second round, and I was stressing so much.
If you're super anxious, everybody's gonna know. Like if you don't sit down at the organ and just look like, all right, whatever, well then people are gonna be nervous. I think there's an aspect of the artist where they're kind of cupping the audience in their hand at the beginning, but if he starts getting shaky, everybody's kind of starting to grab on. Just make it look easy, make it look like somebody else could do it, right? But you know, whatever, you just look good and, you know, smile. You're on camera.
I think one of the challenges that we face as organists and as an organ community, even in a place like Montreal, where there's a pretty strong and vibrant organ community, is the challenge of finding new audiences.
Our job, and particularly my job, is to help these young emerging artists become professionals. So live stream would introduce them to a world of opportunities, and it definitely revolutionizes our entire competition.
The idea is to have live streaming in all 3 rounds of the competition. Obviously, it's not feasible for all of friends and family from all over the world to come to Montreal. So live streaming gives them the opportunity to remain connected with their friends, with their fans, with their family.
I think one of the main things that live streaming does is it gives the candidates a real international presence. It also gives the opportunity for the candidates to have a really fantastic video and audio recordings of their performance that they can share with their friends, they can share with their colleagues, they can share on their websites, on their YouTube channels, their SoundCloud, their social media.
My hope is that people will support it, not just because it's a worthy cause, but it's because they have a genuine interest in seeing what these talented young artists will do live, and live from around the world. I think in order for us to stay relevant, it's important for us to move in this direction, and I think it's a wonderful way to profile these fantastic churches and concert halls that we have here in Montreal.
One of the cool things in Montreal is that we have a wide variety of instruments, and the competition reflects this. We start with a Baroque program at an ukulele, we go to a romantic program at Saint-Jean-Baptiste, and then we go to the amazing space at Notre Dame Basilica for the final round.
I think it's important for us to have a live stream, mostly because my parents and my family members, of which there are like 50 just hanging out in Texas, I mean, they couldn't possibly spend 2 weeks here. I know my dad and little brother will come up, but my 97-year-old granddad, I mean, he has to have some way to, you know, tune in.
For me, it's very special if somebody from my home can see me live when I'm actually performing.
Almost all our major concerts are streamed now. The opera productions are streamed. They see it in France, they see it in Germany, they see it in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I think anything we can do to help a young person's career is wonderful.